What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer. So yeah, like I said, the next few days I'm basically just gonna try to dedicate into deck profiles because I'm kind of behind. I just having a lot of fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh recently, so I've been going heavy on the gameplay stuff. So the next 3 days will probably just be deck profiles. Although on Friday I may mix it up. I'm probably gonna do another Fresh Start Friday. Got a lot of duels on the backlog that I want to show you. And plus, I like to do deck profiles and then like do Fresh Start Fridays, so it's like you guys can kind of see it in action. And also, it's just kind of fun to showcase all these different decks. But today I'm showcasing my favorite deck. Let's be honest. I've never had more fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh than with this, and this is definitely the most competitively viable deck I've ever featured on the channel, outside of like combo tutorials for like Dragon Link at the time. But in terms of like my decks, this for sure is like a leap above the rest of them. So what I'm going to do is do the deck profile, obviously. Then I'm going to help you guys do some sighting tips because I've kind of formulated it, got it down to a science, and it really helps out. This deck can truly beat anybody, and it'll shock your opponent sometimes with some of the things you can do. And then after that, I'm going to show just 2 replays, just to throw them in there. You have to let me know if you like that format better. I typically like to separate them because it's a personal preference for me, but you guys will have to let me know if you want to see like a couple when I do these kinds of things. But anyways, let's just get right into it. I'll start off with your 2 bricks here. That's Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon. They're special bricks because they're dark monsters, so they can't be pitched off of Galaxy Soldier. So that's typically why I like to push the deck size over 40. It's just a slightly less chance that you'll draw into those and more chance that you'll draw into some of your other play starters and stuff that you want to see in your hand. I run through the 3 Juzakuki, or I don't know what to say, Juzakuru? Sure, Juzakuki. It's a kaiju, which is obviously good. Now, does this card stink against Drytron? It does. I mean, that's just something you'll have to accept. Going second against Drytron is not easy game 1. You can sign in like Dark Rule no more if you want to, but they're targets for Galaxy Soldier. So in a sense, they're extenders if you do get to go first. That's the reason why I do it. And when we get into the sighting part, I'll talk about what the kinds of things you can do to get around them. You're going to run 3 Cyber Dragon, still a good going second card. And the fact that Mikaba, the Link 4 Train, or whatever the heck it's called, that Zodiac sometimes plays for their going first turns, it's dumb. They're all machines. Zeus is also a machine monster, so if your opponent doesn't know that Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon or Mega Fleet Dragon exist, right, boom, shakalaka right there, duel over. I do run the 1 Union Driver again. It's kind of a brick, but not really because it can be equipped from Union Carrier, and the 2 Galaxy Soldiers. The 1 A Assault Core, 2 B Buster, 1 Sea Crush Wyvern, and the Photon Orbital. This little package here is good for 2 ABCs, and that's kind of all you're going for. It really is just kind of a small play starter if you need them. Just cards that you want to dump into the graveyard, which of course you can do with either Galaxy Soldier, or if you get an extender in Overload Fusion, you can also send those pieces. And if you guys have seen my gameplay videos, of course, you already know this, but for those who are new to it, if you're checking this out first, watch the video. I guess you can emulate the deck, and then you obviously change it to the way you want to. But go check out some of the gameplay videos I've been doing over time, and you'll get a better feel of why I say this is an extender. The 3 Cyber Dragon Core, obviously a pretty good card. This is, and actually it's an insane card, and in one of the replays I'll show you why. The 1 Nashter, it's really good. It's such a versatile card. It can do so many things for you. I like to run 3 Hertz. This is kind of helps you fuel your hands, because you're going to have to pitch off of Dragoon if you use it. You're going to have to pitch off of ABC. You're going to have to pitch off of Galaxy Soldier. So hand size isn't always the greatest thing in this deck. But if you pitch a Hertz at any point in time, it replaces itself, which can go a really long way. I used to run this at 1, but now this card, I realize how important it is. It's also another target for machine duplication, obviously, so keep that in mind as well. I run 3 Overload Fusion. I've experimented with 2, but it's just won me too many duels for me not to play it. Also, it's a good target for Predaplant and Anaconda, and the 1 Red Eyes Fusion, as I've been mentioning throughout this. I've recently added Harpy's Feather Duster. This is a very spell and trap heavy format. When I first started playing this months ago, it was not. But now obviously things have changed. I think I've added Lightning Storm. I'm not sure if I even had that in my last profile. So And also, Overload Fusion is also another form of spell and trap removal. Now, it's not always applicable, but in this case, a lot of the times it is. But you might as well throw this in there. It has also just helped me win against Altergeist as well. The 3 Cyber Emergency, this is the one card that I'm nervous about, because going forward, none of these cards are going to get banned. Anything that I've just said so far, Red Eyes Dragoon has not done anything in the TCG, so I don't expect that to be hit anytime soon. Cyber Emergency, of course, is being used in Drytron, and also Union Carrier. Now, these 4 cards that I'm mentioning right now are not the issue. The issue is like the way they're being used. The only thing I can find solace in is that I think the E-Teleport for Drytron is going to get hit well before Cyber Emergency, and if it doesn't, Konami is an actual, like, I say it as like a person, but Konami is a company, whoever runs Yu-Gi-Oh!, horrible people. Let's all hope and pray that Cyber Emergency stays clear of the ban list, or just not even a semi-limit, limited. This card needs to stay at 3. It's absolutely vital for this deck. I've been thinking, I guess the one substitute you would maybe find for this is that card, Photon Sanctuary, that is used in Galaxy Eyes. That might be the answer for it. I'm not sure. We'll see. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. The 3 Machine Duplication, it's not at once per turn. It's overpowered as heck. But this deck utilizes a lot of OP cards that just haven't found a home, and I kind of feel like they've all made their way here. The 1 Terraforming, of course, that's for your Union Hanger. Union Hanger in and of itself was a 1-card 2 Disruption play starter, which is very nice. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about 1-card play starters, and that's a really big part of it. The 1 Cyber Repair Plant that you'll often search off of core, but if it is in your hand, you're going to go, obviously, for the Overflow, which is another overpowered card. Unauthorized Reactivation just stops your opponent, like waste your opponent's hand traps or cards, negations, whatever you want to call it. It's stupid. This card is amazing, really good, and it's going to help you win a lot of duels. And the 3 Union Hanger, like I said, and Overflow. Going on into the extra deck, I have the 1 Mega Fleet, the 2 ABC Dragon Buster. It doesn't matter to me that this came out the semi-limit list. There's no place for 3 of them. You're never going to use it 3 times either. The 1 Dragoon, the 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Again, like Makaba or any of those Zodiac monsters, Zeus, all of them meaningless to Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. The 1 Rampage Dragon, which is very nice. Infinity along with Nova. I do have an access code talker. This deck is actually not very affordable, so there's lots of substitutes that you can do for this. And if you guys are really interested, I will do a budget version of this deck. Most of these cards are budget, but some of them, like you splash in there, are very expensive. So the 1 Appaloosa, because what you'll end up doing a lot of the times is you'll tag out, you'll have a lot of room for your IP Masquerena, and then you'll tag out your ABC, and then you can create a 4-negate Appaloosa after you use the effect of ABC. And most of the times you also have an Infinity on the board, so really awesome stuff. The 1 Seeger, you surprised going second how many duels you'll win just with this alone, because this is kind of just one card that your opponent is not thinking of at any point in time, because you'll never really know what you're doing. So I love this. The Union Carrier, of course, the IP Masquerena that I just mentioned, the Predaplant Morgana Conde, which kind of brings it all together, and the 1 Almirage, because what you'll do is you'll end up normal summoning core, search this repair plant, but you need to get it. You need a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, so this is the way to do that. Into the side deck, I do have the Nibiru, which I just featured on my favorite tech cards, side deck cards, or main deck tech cards. So if you guys are curious to know what other cards I'm interested in, you can check out those 2 videos. One of them is budget, and one of them is not. I do like having 2 Veer in the side. It's too risky to have in the main deck I used to. Essentially, if you know you're going first, like let's say you lose, obviously, you can actually set out 2 of your started drawing Kaiju's the Jizukiru. And so they're just free extenders. It helps keep your plays moving along, helps you get that 1 extra link fodder so that you can get into stuff like Dragoon. I love 3 No Material. It's kind of the only card that you can have that's going to... When I say it beats VFD, what I mean is it stops your opponent from getting there. You'd be surprised how important this card is against Virtual World. And the fact that it's so broad, like Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, Link Summoning. It stops your opponent from doing everything with that card, and that can be the difference between you winning and losing the duel. Now, I know Dimensional Barrier is a popular card right now, but going first, you're usually setting up 3 disruptions, sometimes way more than that. So I'm not really worried. It's going second that is more important here. I love the Raigeki again. I think it's good against Zeus. The 3 Lightning Storm is obviously for spell and traps, but it also has a good matchup against Drytron because of the Vanity's Ruler. And this is Dark Will More is just like generally good. It's good against Zeus and all this kind of stuff. And the VFD, if they don't use it. Now, if they have the trap card, of course, they're going to destroy their own VFD to use the effect that you can't use monster effects, but still gives you at least somewhat of a chance because there's not a 100% rate where they open up with that card. Now, going into siding, first thing you're going to do, are you playing Drytron? Okay, well, you're going to take all 3 of these out. So that leaves you 3 spots to side. If you're going second again, you're going to take out Cybernetic Overflow because that's not going to be very useful for you going second. Like, you're going to try to give yourself the most chance possible to win the duel. If you're not playing a spell and trap heavy deck, you can take this out as well. I've also experimented with taking out Overload Fusion. That's another kind of flex spot that you can take because you can always use Predator Plant, Viridian, Anaconda, right? In addition, any other cards you might want to sign out? There have been times where I've played decks that all of my side cards are so important for me to even have a chance to win the duel. I've taken out the Red Eyes Fusion package. First of all, it takes out bricks when you're going second, so that's part of it. And also, like, you just never know, especially when you're playing cards like Virtual World. You know, you need as many of these as you possibly can. So those are the flex spots because it looks really tight, but it's actually not. So I'll go ahead and just throw 2 duels in here just for fun. One of them is going to be against Plunder Patrol, and I'm showing this to you for a multitude of reasons, but one of them is just to show how ridiculous some of the cards that you might not expect to be and how good they are. He's going to start off, I think, with just like a basic negate. That's kind of like the start of his play. And I think he's going to be able to get another one out. So I'm going to go for Chord. He's going to go ahead and negate that. Fortunately for me, I actually had the extender in my hand, Cyber Repair Plant, which I was trying to search. So I was kind of just trying to bait him out of the negate, and of course he falls for it. Now I can start dumping some of the ABC pieces in the hand. It's very rare that you'll have all of these. This is actually very awkward. I can go straight into Infinity. I'm going to attempt to suck this guy up. He's going to negate that. I'm going to go ahead and negate that and destroy. The reason I do that is because at that point, when I get rid of all of his cards, I'm going to be able just to attack over, because Plunder Patrol actually has a lot of issues with getting over attack barriers. They don't have that many. It's very reminiscent to me of Salomon Great, that they have all these great cards, but at the end of the day, Big Bungus attack works pretty well. I think he's going to be able to go into another negate here. I'm not sure what he's running in his extra deck, but look at my hand. It doesn't look all that good. You can banish a Cyber Dragon core from the graveyard to summon Nashter and get my Infinity back. And also, I haven't normal summoned yet, by the way. The only thing I'm locked into is Light Machines. So all I have to do is normal summon a Soul Core and just go into ABC Dragon Buster. OP, ridiculous, that's awesome. I don't care who you are. And so that was going second, because this deck can equally go first and second without a doubt. It's like literally no issue, doesn't matter. And this is going to be like, look how much disruption. For a rogue deck to be able to work through this kind of disruption to me is insane. He's going to try to enchain this Infinite Impermanence, which I'm not a fan of this card right now in the format. I just got to activate an unauthorized reactivation. Then I have Machine Duplication. The reason I had sent, and also the cool thing about Sea Crush is it would have special summoned the B, but he did have the Skullmeister, another form of negation. So I'm going to be able to pitch, again, this piece. I still have one more, so I'm not going to be able to go into ABC, unfortunately. But I am going to get an Infinity. I'm going to get a Dragoon, and I'm also going to get what could potentially be 1/2 pops. So he has 2 Magical Meltdowns, which kind of sucks for me. I want to make sure he doesn't, because at this point, I'm not sure if he's playing the Shadal engine or not. But the fact that he's burned through all of his resources, I haven't even done anything yet. I still have to normal summon core. Whatever this is, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to be able to negate it with either one of these. I'm probably going to save the Dragoon, because I want to have discard fodder for next turn. He would have top deck an Ash Blossom, so it wouldn't even have mattered, assuming that I wouldn't have just killed him this turn anyways. So those are just 2 replays. I will feature more on a Fresh Start Friday. For you guys who don't know, Fresh Start Friday, I just basically take a bunch of decks that I've been featuring on the channel through like deck profiles, and I just show you guys it all in one video. It's really fun, really diverse. So if you like watching some Yu-Gi-Oh replays while you're studying in the background and stuff, it's the perfect video for you. But other than that, guys, that's going to be a very extended deck profile. I love this deck, so I can talk about it for a long time. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful night.